HOI4, a game filled with both degeneracy and political extremism, with over several millions of copies sold. Appraised by street thugs alike, but the great minds alike have questioned for thousands of years. What makes this game just so great? A game known to turn 14-year-olds into political extremists, and also responsible for whatever the hell this is. These questions will all be answered in this video. Also, by the way guys, I pissed and cried at least 16 times during the making of this video. And so, if you could please get this video to over 10k likes, my wife's boyfriend said he'd let me play with his new PS5. But anyways, this is the HOI4 Iceberg. The ending will leave you shitless. Border gore. A situation when upon ending peace deal negotiations, your borders look like shit. This is often the case when playing vanilla. When I first played HOI4 and saw the new borders, I instantly screamed and cried for 14 hours, until my wife's boyfriend came into my room and screamed at me. Tannu Tuva, a small country sandwiched between Mongolia and the Soviet Union. Most women are not impressed on the first date when your first subject you bring up is Tannu Tuva. However, this country has become a staple to the HOI4 community due to its irrelevancy. Also, it kind of looks like a chicken wing. DLCs. Perhaps one of the worst systems surrounding the Paradox franchise are its DLCs. In order to play the game, you have to buy several DLCs just to get the full experience. They even now added 3 of the old DLCs into the base game without any compensation. What the hell, Paradox? Give my wife's boyfriend's money back. Eastern Island baby. Honestly, I really don't know, it's just some fucking baby they added into the game. Kaiserreich, a mod in which Germany won World War I, one of HOI4's most popular mods. If it wasn't for this mod, I would have no YouTube channel, and I would be sucking dick behind a Denny's just to make some spare change. Guaranteed. Being guaranteed by Britain is the most fucking annoying thing in the whole damn game. After I realized I couldn't even hit my wife without Britain guaranteeing her, I immediately threw up and came all over myself. Sternberg, an absolute unit of a man. Roman makes several appearances across several HOI4 mods, most notably in Kaiserreich. However, he is also well known historically during his time in the Russian Civil War. He helped Mongolia in its independence against China and was known as the God of War. Upon discovering this, I immediately shit and cried for 14 seconds. Senor Hilter is a secret fascist leader you can install in Argentina. However, there is some speculation that Senor Hilter is in fact Kanye West. After a schizophrenic episode, I came to the conclusion that this is none other than true. After discovering this, I cried so loud that my wife's boyfriend came into my room and yelled at me. Equestria at War is a mod where you place fucking ponies. Most people say they play the mod for the lore. However, the lore in question is just a bunch of dudes jerking into ponies. I would never stoop so low to download such a mod. The Kingdom of Finland, a secret formable nation added in the DLC, Arms Against Tyranny, adds one fucking focus. This secret formable nation's focus tree is an accurate representation of the amount of shits Paradox gives. The Fire Rises, a mod which accurately represents the mind of a 14-year-old self-proclaimed nationalist. This mod did the same thing to the HOI4 community that cracked it to the black community in the 1980s. While playing this mod for the first time, I went into an epileptic seizure. This mod is well known for its storytelling, as it's absolutely fucking insane. I couldn't even bullshit some of the things I've seen in this mod. Bob Semple, one of the worst fucking tanks in the whole damn game. First introduced in the Together for Victory DLC, which is now in the base game. If you gave a toddler a piece of paper and pen and told them to design a tank, they would draw you the Bob Semple. This tank was designed during World War II by the New Zealand government. This tank never saw action or was ever mass produced. However, it is well known throughout the HOI4 community for its dopey design. After seeing this tank for the first time, I immediately threw up and shit myself. Also, by the way guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to do so. And maybe I might be able to see my son again. Also, Tyrone, if you're watching this, please know that James has soccer practice every day at noon. So if you could please make sure he gets to his practices on time. But anyways, back to the video. Silk Road Drama, an event that occurs when you give the Chinese access to the internet. This historic event occurred during the development of the DLC Graveyard of Empires. The Silk Road Drama first occurred when Paradox released their dev diary for the India rework. In its dev diary, it revealed a secret formable nation called the Silk Road Empire, which gave course to historic lands which included territory in the regions of Tibet and Xinjiang. However, to this day, China still cannot core Tibet or Xinjiang, leaving many Chinese players spiteful. This drama left the HOI4 community fractured, just like my asshole after going out to Chili's. Also, I have to just say, the Chinese reviews on this DLC are absolutely insane. Go eat shit, you Indian programmers. I actually kind of like this one. Paradox has been taken over by Indian programmers. Also, I like this one too. You can never forget Tibet. Also, oh my gosh, they are constantly shitting on India too. Are the Swedish toilets as difficult to repair as the Indian ones? People can shit everywhere. Generic portraits. These portraits are well known throughout the HOI4 community, which often appear when a nation does not have an historic leader. These portraits are from real people that span from random World War II soldiers to modern day actors. One notable figure to mention is John Adams. He is notorious for popping up in almost every country without an historic leader. However, over time, as nations were given their own focus trees, the generic portraits have slowly disappeared into obscurity. Volga Germany, a releasable state within the Soviet Union. It's known both historically for its sizable German population. If released, you can go and reclaim all German core territories and form a new German state. However, this challenge absolutely sucks, and when I first heard about it, I shit and came out of my asshole. The Penis Province, a province located in Central Asia under the Soviet Union. This province is notable across the HOI4 community for looking like a penis. Upon seeing this province for the first time, white goo came out of my pee-pee. After shitting myself for a whole hour, I came to the conclusion that this province is none other than haunted by a ghost who secretly molests me. The Rat, a very famous character on the Iceberg Productions channel. The identity of the rat is unknown and debated amongst the HOI4 community. The most notable theory is that this rat is actually a reference to the Jewish underground tunnels in New York City. This theory is also backed up due to New York City being known for its sizable rat population. Jeffrey Epstein. As you all may know, Epstein had an island full of some whack shit. However, you may not have known Epstein's ties to Paradox and HOI4. During HOI4's development, Jeffrey Epstein was one of the biggest financial backers to its making. If it wasn't for Epstein, HOI4 may have never existed. However, after Epstein's child abuse accusations, Paradox quickly buried any information to Epstein's ties to the game. In fact, it was so buried I had to descend into the depths of hell just to uncover it. This is totally factual, by the way. If it wasn't for this last fact, the Iceberg would have been officialized by Paradox themselves. And just so you know guys, I am not suicidal. But anyways, this was the HOI4 Iceberg. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe, and maybe I might be able to see my kids again. But anyways, see you all in the next one.